Welcome to episode 88, where we continue analyzing Robert Greene's The Laws of Human Nature. In the 1880s, John D. Rockefeller's Standard Oil demonstrated what true business domination looked like. This wasn't just about profits. It was about controlling every part of the oil industry, from the wells to the lamps that lit people's homes. Rockefeller's plan was clever and ruthless. He didn't just make oil. He owned the barrels it was stored in, the trains and pipes that moved it, and even had a say in how it was sold in stores. This meant he could control prices and squeeze out anyone who tried to compete. It was a stranglehold on the entire industry, leaving little room for others to breathe, let alone thrive. In a bold move, Standard Oil started selling oil, heaters, and stoves right to homeowners. This was new and scary for local shop owners who used to handle these sales. Rockefeller was cutting out the middleman, going straight to the customer's door. It was efficient, but it threatened the livelihoods of many small businessmen across the country. If a store didn't want to sell only Standard Oil products, Rockefeller's company would threaten to open a rival shop nearby and sell everything cheaper until the stubborn store went out of business. It was a play by our rules or die kind of game. This bullying tactic left many shopkeepers with no choice but to fall in line or face ruin. Rockefeller even set up fake oil companies that pretended to compete with Standard Oil. This way, he could make money even from people who hated him and thought they were buying from someone else. It was a devious trick that showed just how far he was willing to go to control every aspect of the market. Standard Oil seemed to have spies everywhere. They always knew what their competitors were up to, even the tiniest ones. This incredible network of information allowed Rockefeller to stay one step ahead of everyone else, crushing competition before it could even get off the ground. Rockefeller had so much power that he could even get railroads to refuse to ship his competitors' oil. This control over transportation was a key part of his dominance, effectively cutting off the lifeblood of any rival oil company. To really understand how scary Rockefeller's power was, let's look at the story of George Rice. Rice was just a small-time oil man trying to sell a little bit of oil on his own. He traveled from town to town thinking he was too small for Rockefeller to care about. But he was wrong. Every time Rice tried to sell oil somewhere, Standard Oil men were already there, selling it cheaper. When he shipped some oil by train, suddenly the railroad refused to carry it anymore. Rice kept moving to smaller and smaller towns, but Standard Oil was always one step ahead. It felt like Rockefeller himself was personally chasing Rice, determined to crush even this tiniest of rivals. In the end, Rice gave up, realizing he was fighting against something too big and powerful to beat. This shows just how far Rockefeller would go. He wasn't content with being the biggest. He wanted to be the only one. No competitor was too small to escape his notice. This sent a clear message. Don't even think about competing with Standard Oil. Rockefeller's tactics worked amazingly well, but they also made a lot of people angry. Many thought it wasn't fair for one company to have so much power. This led to new laws being created to try to stop companies from becoming too powerful and controlling entire industries. The story of Standard Oil is more than just history. It shows us how a clever and aggressive businessman can come to control an entire industry. It's a warning about what can happen when one company gets too powerful. Today, we might look at big tech companies or global corporations and see echoes of Rockefeller's tactics. His story reminds us why it's important to have rules that keep business competition fair and stop any one company from getting too strong. In the end, Rockefeller's Standard Oil wasn't just a company. It was like a massive octopus with its tentacles reaching into every part of the oil business. It crushed rivals, big and small, and changed the way America did business forever. While we might admire Rockefeller's business smarts, his story also serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked corporate power. The legacy of Standard Oil still echoes in today's business world. It raises questions about the balance between business success and fair competition. about the role of government in regulating big corporations, and about the impact of monopolies on consumers and the economy as a whole. Rockefeller's methods may seem extreme by today's standards, but they set a precedent that continues to influence how we think about business, competition, and corporate responsibility. We're now accepting likes as donations. Your support gives us the motivation to create high-quality content just for you. If something resonated with you, we'd love to hear about it. Share your thoughts and personal experiences in the comments below. Your insights might just help someone else. Now, something important. Make it a habit to learn something valuable every day. The content you consume is like food for your brain, so be intentional about what you watch. Remember, the algorithm is designed to influence your thoughts. Don't let it control you. And lastly, don't forget to subscribe.